you.
Sin Fronteras, Western New York.
This is for you, mis hermanas y hermanos.
Where you can voice your thoughts on how we live, work, and play in Western New York.
Buffalo is in a renaissance, and Latinos are a huge part of our city's growth.
We want to hear your voice.
Llámame 837-1112.
Or hit us up on Facebook 24/7, 7 days a week. Talk with Samantha and Michelle. Sin Fronteras, Western New York, every Friday at 1 on WUFO 1080 AM.
¡Huepa!
Presented by the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, dedicated to preserving the history of Hispanics in Western New York for future generations. Sponsored by Goya. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno. Thank you for joining us at Sin Fronteras, Western New York at 1. Good afternoon, I'm Samantha Martinez.
And I'm Michelle Agosto.
Hispanic Heritage Month is underway. Today we have the president of the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York in our studio, and we'll chat about all the free, family-friendly activities starting September 15th. Call 716-837-1112.
And Sin Fronteras, Western New York has the latest on what to do this weekend.
And fleeing Irma at 20 miles per hour. Floridians wait long hours for gas, then jam highways to head north and escape Hurricane Irma's wrath. Up next, Tito Nieves' La Salsa Vive. Sin Fronteras, Western New York at 1 starts right now.
Me quedé dormido escuchando salsa, soñé con el cielo y que San Pedro me esperaba. Allí estaban dando una fiesta enorme, estaba cantando Héctor Lavoe y Tira el Conde, y sentí replicar un tipo sensacional, era Tito Puente, y empezó a improvisar. Frankie Ruiz hizo notar y escuché este coro angelical. La salsa vive, ahí llega hasta el cielo. Que Dios bendiga la tradición de nuestro pueblo. ¡Uy! La salsa vive, llega hasta el cielo. Que Dios bendiga la tradición de nuestro pueblo. La salsa no muere. Mis ojos se aguaron cuando presentaron al inconfundible, al inmortal Teguín Rodríguez. Pero aquello enloqueció cuando escena se subió Ismael Rivera, y Tito Rodríguez fue algo que había que ver, y junto con ellos yo canté. Llega hasta el
Fronteras West New York is brought to you by our sponsor, Goya Foods. Si es Goya, tiene que ser bueno.
Degree she needs to make that super easy recipe she found online. Even so, she tries her best. Half a red bell pepper? She adds the whole thing. How much cilantro is to taste? But she's sure the dish will be incredible because she is using Goya black beans, which she knows are whole, plump, and delicious from the first bite to the last. Goya beans, the perfect ingredient for real-life chefs. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
The time is 1:06. A mammoth earthquake hit early this morning off the coast of southern Mexico. The 8.1 magnitude earthquake killed at least 4 people, triggered by tsunamis, and was felt as far away as Mexico City and Guatemala City. The power is out in all of Mexico City, and people have gathered in the streets, some even in their pajamas. The epicenter of the quake was near the Mexican states of Chiapas and Oaxaca. A Buffalo connection is Betsy Castaña, who's actually there right now as we speak, working on a mural. Pero gracias a Dios, all is well. Historic, unprecedented, and devastating. No word seems strong enough to convey the damage that Irma has brought to the Caribbean. So far, the hurricane has killed 19 people. About 95% of buildings on Barbuda are gone. More than a million people have lost power in Puerto Rico, and 3 have been confirmed dead on the island. And there are still millions in the path of this monster storm. In Florida, supplies are limited and the highways are packed as people evacuate. Irma is one of the strongest storms ever seen in the Atlantic, but she isn't alone out there. There are 2 other hurricanes, Jose, Katia, traveling right behind. It is the first time since 2010 there has been 3 active hurricanes at the same time in the Atlantic Ocean, and we're only about halfway through hurricane season. The Category 4 storm is expected to hit Florida's coast in the early hours of Sunday morning. The Trump administration said it was putting an end to DACA, a program that gave almost 800,000 young undocumented immigrants protection from deportation. The White House put up talking points telling DACA recipients to prepare to leave the U.S. But then President Trump took to Twitter to say he'll revisit DACA if Congress doesn't legalize it within 6 months, leaving many DACA recipients in limbo. And here in Buffalo, groups including Justice for Migrant Families of Western New York and the Western New York Peace Center gathered Wednesday afternoon to show support for the Dreamers. The kickoff to the Hispanic Heritage Month is underway. A month of celebrations of Hispanic contributions to the city begins next Friday at noon at the Central Library. A complete calendar of events of family-free fun activities are posted on HispanicHeritageWesternNewYork.org. Coming up next, we'll talk to the president of the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, Casimiro Rodriguez. Let's chat. Call 716-837-1112. And now a message from our sponsors.
What are we having? Is it ready?
Pork loin with Goya adobo. And yes.
No.
Sit.
You'll notice the Goya difference even before you taste it. With the perfect blend of salt, pepper, and Latin spices, Goya adobo is a great new way to enhance your meat, poultry, and fish recipes. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
And we want to welcome now to Sin Fronteras Western New York, Casimiro Rodriguez. He is the president of the Hispanic Heritage Council and the proud papa of Sin Fronteras Western New York. Casimiro, thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate being here today.
So you have been very busy. The council has been very busy. Starting, it seems like last year when Avenida San Juan seemed to be just an idea, the mural just an idea, now Hispanic Heritage Month is coming. Can you talk about all the stuff you've been doing? And are you breathing? Are you alive? Are you okay? Talk a little bit, share with us.
Well, thanks, Michelle and Samantha. You know, I've been tracking this program ever since you launched it around a month ago. We've been a month on the air, and I'd like to congratulate both of you. You're doing a fabulous job.
Oh, thanks,
For someone that has not been very well experienced in the airwaves, you guys You gals are doing a fantastic job, and thanks to the technicians and the engineers here at WFO, the program every week gets better and better. But I appreciate being here today, and I'd like to, before we get into our dialogue this afternoon, I'd like to appeal to all of our audience and the public that's listening. And you mentioned it in the beginning, Samantha, regarding the Hurricane Irma, which is doing a devastation in the South Coast, the Caribbean, and it's headed to Florida. And I know that many of us have loved ones in Florida. We have families, we have friends, and I'd like to appeal to the audience to today reflect on a special prayer that, you know, the impact of this hurricane, which is a Category 4, and they're projecting, and they're saying that it will hit Miami probably sometime tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. And the eye and the boundaries of this hurricane are going to pretty much cover all of Florida. And again, I know I have family there and loved ones, and we need to just lift a special prayer that things all go well and everything works out, and hopefully the hurricane diverts.
Absolutely.
But getting back to the subject regarding the Hispanic Heritage Council and me being busy, we have all been busy. You know, we're governed by a volunteer board of directors. No paid staff. We operate out of the Buffalo and Erie County Central Library, and everyone has been busy on this board. Everyone pretty much leverage, and they support each other to get things done and to meet our mission for community. But the Avenida San Juan, the Hispanic Heritage District, has been very dear to our hearts for the last couple of years. When we began collaborating with the City of Buffalo, the Buffalo Arts Commission, the businesses, the residents, and also the community at large, where you know, we gathered to sort of try to put together a vision of what the community should look like. And the City of Buffalo and the administration today, and the Buffalo Arts Commission, and has been very supportive of the vision. You know, we have a lot of amenities that are going to be implementing within the next several weeks. As a matter of fact, on the way in here, I got off the phone with Mark Griffiths, which were the manufacturers of the arches that are going to go up on the in the gateway there between Porter and Jersey, and the others are going to go between Virginia and Maryland. And they're projecting, they're you know, scheduling the installation of these arches on Tuesday morning.
Wow.
And if you look around the corridor today, you see several amenities that have already been implemented. You know, our mural, our prestigious mural that pretty much articulates the history and the background of Hispanics here in Western New York, right in the heart of our community. You know, folks come in from Canada, they make a right turn there on Niagara Street from Porter. The first thing they really see is this mural. And we're very proud of that because Betsy Casañas, like you had mentioned earlier in the program, the Albright Knox Art Gallery, the Rich Family Foundation, and M&T Bank, you know, we all came together. And also the Central Library, where a lot of the mural was painted by the community paint days that were scheduled. It was a joint community effort. And you know, you can see the fruits of the labor of the community and everyone that pretty much came together to make that mural possible. But we're very proud of the things that are going to shape our community that we love so much and that we're proud so much, and we're very proud of being citizens of the City of Buffalo.
I know as one of the directors, Michelle and I are both directors on the Hispanic Heritage Council, all of the work that we do, you know, it's all volunteer work. Yes. It all comes from our heart, including Sin Fronteras, Western New York. Yes. Last week we had a phenomenal time at Canal Side with the executive chef
Yes.
Goya.
That was great.
Yes, it was awesome with Fernando Deza and the executive Carlos
Pereira.
Pereira. Very authentic last name. I love it. And everybody just comes together in the community.
Yes.
You know, we have 44,000 Latinos according to the 2010 census. So this is quite some time. I'm
Yes.
sure when the census comes up in just
It's gonna grow.
it's going to be in 2010. It's going to be a lot more than 44,000.
Absolutely.
So the community comes together. They are, I want to say, thirsty for these awesome family-friendly community events, especially in the month of Hispanic Heritage Month, when the whole community, Hispanics and non-Hispanics, come alike to learn about our cultures, you know, and help to defy stereotypes and just learn about us and enjoy and the awesome foods, the delicious foods, I have to say, and the fun traditional customs that we have.
Right.
You know, next week on September the 15th, it's been a tradition for the last 7 years. When we first kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month here locally at the Central Library, it's been a tradition for the last 7 years that we do this ceremonial event at the Ring of Knowledge at the Central Library, and we like to invite the public during their lunchtime. They work downtown, wherever they come from. They're welcome to celebrate and launch the entire month of September 15th through October 15th, where nationally we recognize the contribution of Hispanics, the Latinos, and more important, here in Western New York, we have a lot to be grateful for. We got a lot to be thankful for, to really recognize the contribution of Hispanics dating back to the late 1800s. We're very proud of that, and that's why we officially kick off Hispanic Heritage Month on the 15th, and it's followed by a cadre of events and activities. It's been a tradition. We partner with the arts and cultural sector to bring programs and activities that not only cater to their constituency, but also our community is welcome to those facilities and locations as well during the month. It's a superb month. I really enjoy everything leading up to Hispanic Heritage Month, and we have a nice program scheduled. Maritza Vega, our VP, along with the executive board and all the members of the board of directors, I can't thank them enough. They have put together a really nice and exciting schedule, not only for our community, but for the entire community at large. It's been quite busy this year because we've had a lot going on with the corridor and the things that are going to come together in that corridor. We've been very busy working with our sponsors, our contributors, those that donated. We've been able to raise a good amount of money to be able to cover the Garritas del Moro, which will represent not only San Juan, Puerto Rico, but many of the Latin American countries, the fortress of the Latin American countries. And in the cavities of those garritas, you're going to find historical information, pictures that we can relate to, people that we know that came here in the 1920s to the present. You're going to see a wayfinding sign that's going to recognize a lot of the businesses that are located on the corridor on one side. On the other side, you're going to see a timeline that's dating back to the late 1800s to the present of everything that's pretty much shaped our community here in Western New York, of which we're very proud of. You're also going to see some interpretive signage. You see the Buffalo Bisons today. If you drive by on the corner of Virginia and Niagara at the access and the exit of the I-190, you see the Bisons there representing how proud the Hispanic community is to be part of Buffalo's Renaissance. You're going to see banners on the light poles. They're going to recognize national leaders, both living and deceased. You're going to see banners that are going to recognize our deceased leaders locally that pretty much shaped the future and that we're living in today for us. And a lot of things are going on that we're very proud of. And the organization, the HHC, and our contributors, our donors need to be proud of as well because they made it happen.
We're actually in actual buffaloes. I'm really excited about the buffaloes themselves, right? We're gonna have buffaloes, right, Casimiro?
Yeah, we you know, when the idea came around and we discussed it as a board, as you very well know, we needed something that represented the connection between the Latino community, the Hispanic community, and the city of Buffalo.
Right.
And what better than the Buffalo Bisons?
Right.
And right there with the New York State Department of Transportation, Frank Cirillo and his team, you know, that we've been able to meet with. They've been very open, very receptive to be able to give us that location to be able to do these things, you know. And it's all about collaboration. It's all about relationships, family ties. I say family ties because that's what it is. When it boils down to, you know, when the community comes together, when the community works together, when the leaders come together, there's only one way to go, and that's forward.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to talk to Kaz, he's available, or call us please at 716-837-1112. We'd love to hear your questions or comments about what's going on Niagara Street and throughout the region. So Kaz, just so for some of our listeners who may not be as familiar with what we're doing on La Avenida San Juan, can you talk about the span, what actually designates the Avenida San Juan from where to where, and can you clarify that we're not talking about the Buffalo Bisons, the baseball team, that we're talking about the Buffaloes, so we're not seeing baseball players in the middle of the 190, that we're talking about the actual Buffalo sculptures that you've seen throughout the thruways in many other areas.
Yeah, well, you know, Avenida San Juan was designated back in 2004, I believe. The resolution was passed through the Buffalo Common Council, and then around 2014, we asked the Common Council as well to designate that heart of the community, which extends from Niagara Square all the way to Porter Avenue, the Hispanic Heritage District. You know, if you stand back and you sit back and you look at the city of Buffalo, whether it be north, south, west, or east, it's a very diverse community, very diverse city, and everyone wants to tell their story.
Yeah.
Okay, our partners in the Polish American community and the African American community, the African American Heritage Corridor, the Irish down in South Buffalo, the Italian village, and the newly announced the Italian Cultural Center that's going to be located right there at the corner of Hurdle and Delaware. You know, you have pockets all over the city of folks and communities and ethnic groups that want to tell their story.
Right.
And our community, our organization wants to tell their story.
Right.
And that's why we've worked very hard to be able to design something that not only the adults can enjoy, but the children can tour, they can see, they can read, they can do research as to what are their roots. And that's where the rubber meets the road. Our children, you know, you got School 3 there on Porter, you got School 76, you got School 95, you got School 30, you got Grover Cleveland High School, you know, School 33, the Bilingual Center. You got highly populated Buffalo Public Schools, and right now, you know, we're very glad of the relationship that we've been able to develop with the Buffalo Public Schools, and I see in not too distant future, you know, tour routes of these children coming to the corridor to learn about the history, and that's what it's all about. That our children, those in elementary, secondary, and even college, you know, they can do research through our website, through the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library, through the History Museum, and learn bits and pieces about our history that makes a difference for the future.
And it does seem like all the projects that we've been working on does that so well. They weave seamlessly, the mural, the history project, the garitas, all of this really solidifies and proudly announces the history that we've created here in Buffalo.
You know, and we haven't been able to do it alone. It's the collaboration that we've had with the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library, the History Museum that was very instrumental in helping us put together the exhibit, the traveling exhibit, and the information that pretty much depicts and articulates the history and how our community, the Latino community here in Western New York, began, how it's thriving, and what the future holds for all of us.
Absolutely. Samantha, you have a...
Yeah, we have, well, the kickoff starts on September 15th at the Central Library at 1 o'clock, at noon, correct? And all obviously are welcome to attend from the community.
Yes.
But we have so many activities. It's a jam-packed full month of activities that are free and friendly for the whole family.
Yeah, we try that all the events that we schedule and organize during Hispanic Heritage Month are free events. Thanks to the City of Buffalo and Erie County cultural organizations there that help us, that give us the funding to be able to do these things, and our sponsors, you know, our donors, you know, we're more than grateful. M&T Bank, First Niagara Foundation, Key Bank, you know, these institutions are institutions that really like to see the communities thrive, and we have their support. But I can't thank enough to Erie County, the legislative body, our county executive, our mayor, Brown. You know, we get help and support from all these entities, and that's what makes our organization unique and very strong.
Upcoming events, we have on the 10th, we have a church service. And if you could touch...
Yeah, Holy Cross. As a matter of fact, that's this coming Sunday. They celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with a mass, and the officiator of that mass is the Bishop Malone of the Diocese of Buffalo. But we have events at Albright Knox Art Gallery, the Botanical Gardens, the Science Museum. We have a film festival scheduled at the Erie County Public Library. Salsa for a Cure. Do not forget Salsa for a Cure on October the 13th. That's a big one, where we gather
right
every dollar, and we're trying to hit 5,000 this year.
Okay.
Last year we had, I believe we've met a goal of 3,000. We want to hit 5,000 this year so that we can donate that to patient care services at Roswell Park, which is one of our partners.
Right.
So again, the kickoff is on the 15th of Friday at the Buffalo Central Library at noon, and you can always check out the Hispanic Heritage Council calendar of events for a whole list of awesome events that, again, are free. I can't stress enough, free, family-friendly events. And now, Sin Fronteras West New York is always reaching out to our community. Here are some events happening this week in your area.
Well, this is our WEPA segment, and we're just happy to not only celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Kickoff, which is on September 15th, but I want to share one particular event that's really close to my heart, and that's the Buffalo Public Schools Art of Labor Unveiling and Family Fun Night, which happens the day before Hispanic Heritage Kickoff. So if you like to have a lot of fun 2 days in a row, we're going to have that for you. And the Buffalo Public Schools, the Art Education Department, we're hosting 2 events with a mural dedication of 2 panels created by our Buffalo Public School students during our summer enrichment program. And we're going to end that with a community celebration. Again, it's free. Free for all children, all parents, anyone that wants to come. They are, it's art making with our families, teachers, and organizers. The event will take place at 333 Clinton Street, used to be the old Arts Academy building in front of Montessori, where we'll show the unveiling of the Art of Labor mural from 4:30, and then we're going to the Buffalo Public Schools art activities at night from 5:30 to 7:30. You are all invited. Contact me at buffaloschools.org, Emma Gusto, and I'm going to send it back to Kaz to end our show.
Be on alert. This week there's a lot going to be happening. The arch is going to go up, the banners are going to go up, and then hopefully by the end of Hispanic Heritage Month, October 15th, we'll have everything else that's coming for our quarter.
Thanks for joining us for Sin Fronteras Western New York every Friday at 1. Remember, you can always catch us on Sin Fronteras Western New York online on our Facebook page whenever you want, all the time, 24/7.
And now I'd like to introduce one of my favorite bands, Plena Libre, A Mi Manera, my song of choice for today.
Ciao.
Nos
Mwah.
vemos. Adios.
Thank you.
A mi manera, a mi manera,
We really need a longer show.
a mi manera.
Hi guys. There was a lot of ad-libbing there today.
La vida no tiene forma de vivirse como quiera, por eso yo vivo la vida mía a mi manera.